Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Discriminating Gamer, the board game review show that would like to remind you that every app is a dating app if you're creepy enough. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at Verdant from AEG. We'll get back to the review in just a moment. I want to take a minute to ask you to check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson, PhD, where we talk about history, books on history, military history. I even post some of my lectures for my classes on there. Please check that out. Please subscribe to that channel. And now, back to the review. In Verdant from AEG, one of five players is attempting to build the best house with the best plants and the best furniture all inside to impress their neighbors and gain the most points in the process. Now you've got two basic decks. You've got plant decks and you've got room decks. Now what you're going to do is you're going to put out 4 cards of plants and 4 cards of rooms just beneath it. Now in between them, you're going to have tiles. Now you place all of these tiles in a bag. You're going to place a tile in between each set of room cards and plant cards. Now, the tiles are nature tokens. They have colors associated with them, as do the house, the room cards. They have colors associated with them as well. Now, on each player's turn, what they will do is they will take one of those tile tokens, and then they must select a card, either a plant card above it or a room card beneath it. They have to go ahead and take that. Now, once they take that, you immediately replace them with a new token and a new card. But what you do is you take that card and you place it in a tableau in front of you. Eventually, this tableau will reach 3 high and 5 wide. Now, you can, if you wish, put your token on that card. However, if it does not match the same color, you may not want to, because you may get bonuses if they do match. So you also have another card off to the side which has storage, and you can place one token on there to use at a later time. Now, as you are taking more and more of these tokens and cards, you're building your tableau, you're trying to get the plants essentially to match the characteristics of the rooms. Now, the rooms will have kind of, a shady sun or bright sun or other symbols there, and you're going to want to see what that plant wants to be next to. And so you place it next to a card that hopefully has that same configuration, the same symbol. But also, too, on the rooms, you also get bonuses if that room is adjacent to certain kinds of plants. Now, if the plant card matches the symbol for the lighting symbol for the room, you can go ahead and place one verdancy token on that plant card. Now, as you're placing more and more rooms around it, if it matches again, you can place multiple verdancy tokens on there. Each plant has a verdancy number. You're essentially trying to complete that plant. Once you complete a plant, you can go ahead and take a pot. Now, the first few pots are going to have kind of bonus points associated with them, 3, 2, and 1. And then you're going to have a bunch of generic ones after all those are gone that you're not going to get points for. So as you complete the plants, you are getting kind of these bonus points initially. But in order to score the plants, ultimately, you're going to need to complete their verdancy. Now, you also have the nurture item tokens, and these are 3 green tokens that do different things. Now, first of all, you've got the fertilizer. Now, what fertilizer does is it allows you to add up to 3 verdancy tokens to any one plant. So you can go ahead and hurry and put the pot on them, and hopefully to gain points, but just in order to get it so it can score. You've got the hand trowel, where you can essentially add 1 verdancy to up to 3 different cards. And you've got the watering can, where you can add 1 verdancy to all the cards adjacent to one specific room. Now also, as you're playing the game, you're going to collect green thumb tokens. Now these green thumb tokens can do different things, and you can store up to, I think, a maximum of 5 of them on your storage card. But if for every 2 green thumb tokens you spend, you can do some special actions. Now, essentially, you can do a token reset, a tile reset. You go ahead, you spend these 2 green thumb tokens, and you can replace up to any of the, 1 to 4 of the tiles in the lineup. You can do a card reset. Essentially, again, you can reset all, any number of cards with new cards in the lineup. You can also spend 2 green thumb tokens to ignore restrictions on where you're taking from. So meaning you can take 1 token from one part of the lineup and then a card from another part of the lineup. They don't have to be adjacent. And for 2 green thumb tokens, you can also obtain 1 verdancy token to place on any plant in your tableau. Now, once each player has completed their tableau, their 3x5 kind of grid of cards, then you're going to go ahead and go to final scoring. And you're going to score for a number of different things. First of all, you're going to score for the completed plants, the plants that have been potted and completed their verdancy. You're also going to score some points for any verdancy that is on a plant that has not yet been completed. Next, you're going to score for your bonus pots. For the pots that were completed early, they'll get those points. And then rooms will also score. If they're adjacent to the types of plants, then they gain 1. If that room has been completed, meaning if there is the same color token on that card, then they will actually score 2 points for each card it is adjacent to that matches that symbol. Now, you're also going to score things for kind of unique furniture items, if you have the 5 different plants, if you've got kind of variety in the room colors that you've got. You're going to go ahead, you're going to tally all those up, and in case of a tie, whoever's got the most green thumbs left over wins. But that's essentially how you do final scoring. So players are going around and around. They are selecting cards, they're selecting tiles, they're placing the verdancy tokens on the cards that can match the lighting issues. You've also got the green thumb tokens that you're playing for the special actions, and you, of course, are trying to gain the most points. Now, at the end of the game, whoever has the most points with all those scoring conditions wins. Verdant. Well, Verdant is another fairly light kind of family game from AEG, and it's something, again, I've mentioned this before, they do these kinds of games very, very well. I'll tell you right now, the theme, the idea of growing plants didn't really grab me, but that's kind of okay here because the theme is kind of painted on. The artwork is great, but it doesn't really pull you into the theme of building houses and plants. It's very abstract. And I'm not I love theme. Theme to me matters. And so the theme here on its surface level isn't anything that really appeals to me, but then there's really no theme in the game. It feels much more like an abstract game. So I was a little disappointed in that. But generally speaking, it's a fun game. Good, lighter, maybe a filler game. AEG, like I said, they do a lot of these games and they do it very, very well. However, I would say I think some of these other games that I played by AEG recently, I would prefer. Like, for instance, I recently did Wormholes, which I loved. I thought Wormholes was a fantastic game. And this is kind of the same complexity, same kind of, I don't want to say mechanisms or whatever, but they're kind of on the same level, I would put them, right? And I preferred that one a lot more because the theme came through. And it wasn't a really super strong theme with Wormholes, but it was enough that it kind of did, oh, we're in spaceships, we're taking passengers, And so the theme carried me in that one in a way it didn't in this one. I liked Verdant. It was fun. It was fine, but it didn't blow me away. So recommendation for the discriminating gamer for Verdant is try it before you buy it. I'd say all things considered, though, it is a pretty fun little game. There are some good strategic choices here, and it is kind of fun building the house. So it will be a positive try it before you buy it, but just know that going into it. Thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We'd ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. I'd also ask you, ladies and gentlemen, to please check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson, PhD, where we talk about military history and books on history and fun things like that. Please check it out, please subscribe, and please give a thumb to this video on Board Game Geek. That really helps us out a lot as well. You know, ladies and gentlemen, my girlfriend said that I acted like I knew everything, so she broke up with me. I knew it. Please somebody help me on my feet again.